Registration fees in California down to $90.
You are listening to
In the Loop, North County, where we talk about nothing and everything, both at the same time. I am your host, Victor Bonuelos. Joining me is Ricky, Tommy, and Chris. This episode is sponsored by Centric Auto Repair. Is your check engine light on? Need brakes? Trust the experts at Centric Auto Repair. To ensure your vehicle is running smoothly and safely, call today.
Whether it's an old car or 2025. And right now, 2025, you buy something, registration is probably going to be $800 to over $1,000. So there's something that just passed in the House, and this is going to affect a lot.
Yeah, so this is going, it looks like it passed from the Senate. They're trying to repeal the CARB Act, and the CARB Act is the California Air Resource Board. So what this does is, this is the emission law. This is what, in California, whenever you get you have to go get a smog, the first thing they do is they check and see if your catalytic converter is what we call in the industry CARB compliant. What means that every catalytic converter has an engine family number, and that's stamped on your emissions label underneath your car, and it's also stamped on the catalytic converter. If for any reason one of the smog stations sees that your catalytic converter doesn't have the stamp, you will fail. Mm-hmm. And what that
let me go a little bit into detail of that. So California has their special emissions compared to all the other states. Okay, so there's 50 states, 49 of them, they all work different. California, they want that stamp. It's the same one that's in Arizona, but the one we have, they have a special serial number that's been registered. And for that special serial number, they tax the hell out of it. It's for the state to make money. So we get the same product, but it just has a serial number on it. So in Arizona, you go over there and you live there, you can get that product for, let's say, $300. A catalytic converter for a Toyota Prius, it's going to cost you over $2,200. You know, so there's a huge price difference right there, and that's because California's has their own way of emissions and their own rules compared to everybody else.
Yeah, it looks, and the reason that we have different prices because in California we have different additives in the fuel.
That's another thing, yeah. So the gas is different here compared to Arizona. A lot of people say, hey, I just crossed the border to Arizona and it's like $2.
It's super cheap.
Our gas is different. Our gas has special additives to make it more a cleaner burn for the environmental. Yeah. Now here's where the gas company, what they have to do. So they have a system to make all the gas. They got to stop that system for a time period, empty out all their barrels, and then start making a special batch for California because California wants to be cleaner. Cool. But what happens to that batch is it's more expensive for us to buy here in California. You know, so that's why there's a price difference. On top of, there's more taxes on top of, you know, us purchasing gas and all that stuff. Right. But the reason why it's more expensive here, we have special additives like in the summer, we all heard about summer mixes and all that stuff. But even the regular winter mixes, you know, it's different from everywhere else.
Yeah, it's crazy. So here's what needs to happen. So we do have different additives. Smog prices are crazy, but here's what's going to happen now. If this car thing gets stopped, car repairs are going to be less expensive. Money's going to start being saved on car repairs because you no longer have to pay the $3,500 for a CARB compliant catalytic converter, or you don't have to fix all the emission stuff, all the emission system, the canister, the leak detection pump,
EVAP system,
any of the EVAP system. That's what I meant. Thank you. So none of that is going to be pertinent as far as you having to get a smog. So I mean, the consumer is going to win on this. 100%.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
I mean, how many times a week are they here? How many times a week are they here, you know, with the EVAP system issue?
Or they come in with the check engine light, say, you know what, I have check engine light, I need to get my car smog. They already know if check engine light, you're an automatic fail on a smog. We take a look at it. We look at the emissions or the EVAP system, and the EVAP system's extensive. It's not one or two components. There's a bunch of components that come with it. So at the end of the day, this is going to be a win for the consumer. So I'm all for this. It's the CARB thing has been.
Well, let's talk about who it's a loss for. You know, I don't want to forget. You know, this is not a political show or anything, but there is a loss for the environmental people here, and it's going to suck for them because they're going somewhat backwards in the sense that now there's no emissions law. Now we got dirtier air and stuff like that. So it's a loss for them. And this is not like a win for us. It's just, if this happens, these are the things that they're gonna go with it, which it's already passed in the House. It's going to Congress, and it's most likely gonna pass in Congress, and then we're gonna be in the situation where CARB is no longer. So what that's basically saying is, when that passes and it's federal law, that's it for California. California can't dictate how they're gonna run emissions in California. Now it's going to be federal law, and that's it. Everybody's going to be on the same page. They can't push their CARB emissions style or gas style. So even the gas is going to be all same for everybody,
which is good for us also. Piggybacking on what Victor was saying about who it's going to affect, because this is also going to affect the EPA. So when they go out to do environmental drilling, there's going to be less regulations, because all of that kind of fit into the same spot, which is, it could be, to all the environmentalists, they're probably not going to be very happy, because this is going to, like Vic said, we're going backwards. You know what I mean? So, but here's what we're pushing for now, is once it gets to the Senate, once it gets past the Senate, goes to President Trump's desk, he signs it, CARB is going to be gone. Now, the most second important part of that is it has to go through what they call a CRA, and it's called the Congressional Review Act. Once they sign, this can never be repealed. So 2-3 presidents down the road, they can't come in and be like, oh yeah, you know what, I want to go back to CARB, because they can't. So that CRA, again, the Congressional Review Act, has got to be signed. So for those of you that are lobbyists or whoever you are, we need to push to get this so that it can't be repealed.
So they're working on that right now. So it's 100%. They're already pushing it up to Congress, to the House, and they're backing it up with the CRA. I'm sorry, the CRA. So they're already pushing for that, and that's coming right behind it, and it's going to seal the deal. So it's in law and it's written, and nobody can change it. Even different variations of it too. So they're doing it in a way that it's long term or forever. You know what I mean? So if this CARB Act goes away, it's done. Now this is a bundle package. So this is just a portion of what you guys are seeing on TV and stuff like that. That's getting passed. This is a portion that we understand. And so we're just explaining to you how it's going to affect. So you might not hear about the CARB issues on TV and stuff like that, but this is a section that's within this bundle package that they're trying to pass. Well, it's already passed. It's just going up now.
And this is something that has been going on. This isn't like they just did it when Trump got in office this time. This has been an ongoing thing, trying to get rid of CARB. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep you guys up to date. As we hear, we'll come out, we'll let you guys know what to expect when it gets finalized. And sorry.
So wait a minute. So DMV fees should drop.
They should substantially.
Okay.
drop.
So, dude, you know how many times I hear like, oh my gosh, like in Florida it's $90, and in Texas
Arizona,
it's only $69. And we're here paying $800 just because we have a newer car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're gonna have to figure out a reason why they're gonna charge that much.
That's dope, because that means my car's gonna go from $120 to like $30. Mm-hmm. I'm with that. So let's get it.
What else? So gas is going to change.
Really, the
repairs are going to be down.
They're going to be down substantially.
Because once again, emissions is usually a restriction of the engine.
Correct.
So it restricts the engine from doing certain things, or this easy terms, plugs it up. So now your engine's going to breathe easier. The cost of cars should drop, and I'm not saying they're going to drop dramatically, but now the manufacturers don't have to build cars for California and then the other 50 states.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what's going on right now. So if they sell, if a manufacturer comes into California, they have to meet standards for California.
Yeah.
So now they're making different cars for just Californians, and then if you leave California, or you bring a car from a different state into California, you have to be compliant.
Yep,
It's a big
different.
mess. It's a big mess. So
Now, we don't want to mislead you guys, make you guys think you don't have to ever fix your evap system, because it will cause mechanical failures. It'll cause performance problems. So there is going to be times that you will have to, get in there and repair it. They're not going to last forever. But as far as
what is it? There's a certain car that your evap goes down, and then all of a sudden you're
going to
stalling. Yeah, you start stalling and stuff like that. But we'll have to see where that heads to. But that back to the manufacturers, that now they're going to have a certain standard, and they're going to be able to make all their cars to that standard, or even not with emissions. And that's going to bring their cost down. With hopefully they pass that cost down to us.
Yeah.
So instead of paying $90,000 for a little tiny Escort, you're going to pay $85,000. So
just like right now, I was looking at trucks, because I'm looking at trucks. 2025 Lariats, $72,000. 2020 was $50,000, $42,000 to $50,000. Same truck.
Damn. So $25,000 difference.
Plus the registration fees probably tripled in price.
Well, I haven't bought a car in a while, so I know registrations are close to $1,000, but
yeah, your truck has to be pretty healthy.
Oh yeah, they still yeah. I got a diesel truck. It's older, 2014 or something like that.
It's a badass truck though.
It's a 2014, but yeah, it's hefty for registration, because they consider it commercial.
Yeah,
mini truck, a little mini truck. It's considered
little Nissan hard bodies.
They're like, yeah, it's commercial. $1,800 for registration.
That's crazy.
So yeah, a lot of changes coming up, guys. So we'll keep you guys updated on this CARB issue, which we're suspecting it's going to pass, because Republicans have the House, and unless something goes sour, it's going to hit the administration's desk, President Trump, and he's all for it, and he's going to sign for it. So I want to just say again, we're not against environmental. We're just bringing news to you guys, whether you're on one side or the other side. For the environmental people, this sucks. It's not a good thing. For the people who don't want to deal with emissions, this is a plus for them. Or for people who just want to save money, this is huge. Cheaper gas prices in California. Come on, let's do it. Let's go.
Let's get it.
What else you got, Ricky? Anything else on that subject?
No. We're coming to you guys really in a neutral position, because we're an automotive repair shop. We're Centric Auto Repair. So we're looking at it from a business standpoint and also a consumer standpoint, because I don't want to pay those extra fees. I'm not trying to pay. We go to take my grandson to his dad at the Arizona border. I literally drive 10 minutes to fill up my tank in Arizona, and then drive home, because the gas is so much cheaper.
How much? What is it right now? Over there?
$3.26.
And we're around over 5.
Almost close to 5, and that's from Beaumont, because I drive to not Beaumont. I don't know, right at the Arizona border. I forgot what that was, but you go there, the gas there is like $5.25. So I tell my wife, nope, we're getting on the freeway. We're going to get off on the next exit, go to the thing, and fill up. I fill up for $40.
California is so. Remember when the Isuzu trucks conversions that they made, all the commercial trucks, or the big box trucks?
Oh, the NPRs?
Yeah. What year was that? Do you remember when they made them switch engines? Anyways, California,
late 90s, 2000s.
California forced everybody to say, hey, we're getting rid of this certain engine. You're not allowed to use it because it causes too much emissions. And they made them go to a different engine. I believe it might have been a diesel, or they got rid of diesel. I think they went to diesel. It went to diesel. So instead of getting rid of all these trucks, let's say 50,000 trucks in California, for the companies, it kind of sucked, because they had to either convert it, get rid of it, or buy a new car,
right,
or new truck. And what ended up happening is, because California made this change, all they did was push all the emissions to Arizona. So everybody was selling the trucks to people in Arizona. So they didn't get rid of them. Some people made the conversion and spent that money. I remember back then it was like a $10,000, $15,000 conversion, but still was cheaper than buying a new truck. But most people didn't want to deal with the conversion. They say, hey, this is my opportunity. I'm going to buy a new truck, write it off. And they sold all the trucks to Arizona, Las Vegas, to other states, And so all they did was push the emissions to another state. Yeah. All the smog, supposedly, because it wasn't a bad running car, or a bad smog car. It just
burned off more than what California wanted.
Yeah, California wanted a certain. Arizona says we'll take it, and 50,000 trucks went to other states. And so officially in the world, as the Earth, we still kept our emissions. We still dirtied our. But the standards are so hard here. They're so hard here in California. I mean, they want zero, and that's it. Just zeros across the board. Versus Arizona, I'm assuming they're letting 2% or something. Something weird.
Yeah, it's crazy out here in Cal.
But guys, we'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for listening, and keep an eye out for In the Loop. And we are sponsored by Central Car Repair in San Marcos. Hit us up if you need anything.
Easy peasy.